Bilin-bilin kung kami siguro sa natin ay pagpatuloy ang Bataan Nuclear Plant kung maaari. Sapagkat I told her this is the solutions in meeting a country's energy demands and decreasing dependence on imported oil. Ngunit ayaw niyang tanggapin ang aking mungkay. At maalala daw ng taong bayan sa Matos habang nandiyan ng Bataan Nuclear Plant. Anong klaseng pag-iisip yan? Ayun may pag-ihigante. Huwag na idamay sa buhay ng Pilipino. And yet, balang araw makikita ni 20 years from now, baksak ng Pilipinas.
You notice that these are not hollow block walls, these are solid. Maybe still concrete from the earthquake proof. See for yourself. And now here, look at this. You see this? That's, I challenge you to find a welding as nice as that anywhere in the world. So there's steel, and then outside there's concrete. So this is the big difference between this and Chernobyl. Chernobyl had no containment. It was a reactor in a warehouse. And when it failed, it was in the environment. This keeps our food. So even if we have a meltdown, we have containment. This is not present at Chernobyl. Earthquake proof. So it doesn't move even in an earthquake. But actually it will run without that bracket. That's what makes a nuclear plant expensive. All of these extra little things that it won't move a single bit even during the worst earthquake.
Place looked pristine. You know, it's some paint, but otherwise things in great shape.
Fears that are unfounded. I think he had them before, and his experience showed people here that they're not unique, that it's happened to people in other countries, and that they've overcome these fears, and they've seen the rationale behind nuclear and why it's so good for the environment and for the economy.
Once the people of the Philippines decide to reopen Bataan, once it's up and running, I think everybody's nerves will calm down a lot. So the big challenging part is right now, getting everybody on board. The big challenging part is right now, getting everybody on board.
Entering the Philippines' only nuclear power plant is like a step back in time. The Bataan Nuclear Power Plant was built in the 70s and was the first in Southeast Asia. But it never opened. It was mothballed, and past presidents were hesitant to recommission it because it was a reminder, they say, of the excesses of former President Ferdinand Marcos's regime. But the country's electricity prices are among the highest in Southeast Asia, partly because its dependence now on imported fossil fuels. That means the average Filipino family spends between 10 to 20% of their monthly income in electricity.
Philippines has for decades now been avoided as an investment destination in Southeast Asia because our electricity has either been too expensive or in short supply and unreliable.
Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has ordered his officials to look into the possibility of including nuclear power into the country's energy mix and the possible revival of the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant.
It tells the whole world we're ready for nuclear. BNTK has 3 sister plants that have been running for over 30 years. Exact same design. They are in Slovenia, in Brazil, and in South Korea. But what people forget is that no nuclear plant in the world operates without the blessings of the International Atomic Energy Agency, the watchdog.
It is quite clear that some parts of the nuclear power plant are aging, but regulators here tell us all it needs is a few years and an estimated $1.2 billion of commissioning, and it will be as good as brand new. But there are also those in government who say the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant belongs to a bygone. Environmental activists also believe that the government should focus on producing clean energy instead, like wind and solar. But whether Bataan will be recommissioned by President Rodrigo Duterte or not, one thing they say is for sure. The energy crisis in the country is a social justice issue, and one that may worsen if there is no investment in the country's energy system. Jamela Alindogan, Al Jazeera, Bataan Province, Northern Philippines.